welcome to another episode of Peep This. We're your hosts, Corey Ellums. The lady, you switching it up? Got on what color is that?
You know what? Maybe salmon, not quite.
Maybe mauve or something?
Mauve, I was terrible with colors.
Yeah, I was terrible at that. But it looks great. Lorraine Ellums.
Hey, everybody.
And we have a very special guest. You know we love having special guests. We have one of a legend in here. It's so long, I had to literally read this because I can't make it all up in my head. But this is Kenneth L. Franklin II. Never knew it was a second. But he is the men's and women's track coach at Marian University.
Yep.
And USATF Level 1. I got to read all this. He's a former Pike High School track and field director and head coach. Former North Central High School track and field director and head coach. Heat Elite Unbroken Track and Field Club director / head coach. Speed XL Track and Field director, head coach. 2019 USTF CCCA Indiana Coach of the Year.
Crazy.
I didn't even know that. My man. IATCC 2017, 2018, 2019 Coach of the Year nominee. He played soccer, baseball, football, basketball, and track. Or do you coach all that?
I coach those and I play them.
Oh, but there you go. Current and past member of USATF, NFHS, IATCC. I feel like I'm at work reading all these acronyms. AAU, ISA, IFCA. But most importantly, this is my former teammate and roommate the whole time I was at Ball State, giving up for my man Kenny Franklin. Yeah, you got to catch up. But today we brought Kenny in. We need to have a conversation with the parents and the kids all about recruiting.
Yes.
There's a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of people think you can get a full ride when you're in 7th or 8th grade, and we want to help dispel some of those myths so you guys know exactly what you're getting yourselves into when your kids are playing sports. So I'm going to turn this over to Kenny to kind of give you a little walk behind of the recruiting process. Or before you even get to that, let's start with this one. Can you get an offer to play football, basketball, track, no matter what it is when you're in the 7th or 8th grade? A full ride.
Of course. Jumping into this question, I want to make sure I share that I'm speaking on behalf of Kenneth Franklin and my experiences and my walk and my network of folks. And to answer that question, what you often run into is coaches definitely want to speak with athletes, give them an indication of interest, but no, that just doesn't happen.
Okay.
And it can be misconstrued as an offer. It can be misconstrued as a verbal commitment when it's just not.
Mm-hmm. So no contractual commitment can be made at that time?
No.
Okay. So technically, when does the NCAA say you're allowed to sign and say this person is now going to, Marian, IU, wherever it is to go play their sport? When is that?
Typically the summer of their senior year.
Okay.
Or junior year, summer of their junior year.
So prior to that, anything else is just them literally making a verbal.
These are conversations. These are intentions. These are not anything set in stone.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We plan to consider you for this, and with that, you're kind of missing the underlining expectation is that you continue to be an athlete, you continue to be a student academically.
Okay.
Those kind of things, and also our plan for our upcoming season still aligns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Programs make other decisions based on how their current athletes do.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, and that's a great point. So what is the main reason why coaches cannot make an offer in the 7th, 8th grade, freshman year, or any time before the summer of your junior year? Why is that rule in place?
Well, as of right now, they're simply rules, and I think it's more designed to be. It doesn't really make sense to make that kind of early a commitment because as a youth and as parents, I have a son, and we've been through 4 different sports, and he's told me he doesn't like any of them. So they're learning, they're developing, and I think, and it's appropriate rule just to say that, hey, based on this timeline, this is when athletes begin to make those decisions. This is when families make those decisions.
Okay,
and this simply makes sense.
Yeah, but
other than that, it's a rule and it's deemed illegal.
Okay. So, because I was standing corrected, because you told me this earlier, we were talking off camera. A school can technically talk to somebody and say, even though you're in the 8th grade, they can still say, hey, I like what I see, and I'm keeping my eye on you. Is that legal for them to do?
It depends on, I'd say it's unheard of.
Okay, there you go. That's good to know.
So therefore, and I'll also share that, and not to say, I'm going to be speaking in the realm of high school athletes.
Okay, yes.
So with that, you might have a coach or a recruiter of a program say that, hey, we're looking at you. That's it. And that person is loosely affiliated with the actual program.
Oh.
So in that sense, there's a bit of room to say, okay, we're just looking at you.
Okay.
Okay.
You're a consideration.
Okay.
Okay.
They're saying I'm throwing your hat in the, we're throwing our hat in the ring, but
And
that's all.
by the time you speak to someone who is maybe an assistant coach on staff, really assistant coach on staff or head coach, that person is probably a junior by that time. And that's when
Oh,
those
okay.
conversations start being really more.